Welcome and thank you for joining me on this free training about how you could become a breakup and divorce coach and how the business could work for you. So this is ideal whether you are thinking about becoming a coach, maybe it's a new idea, maybe you're looking for a new direction, or maybe you've been through a really tough breakup and you're looking to turn that around to help other people going through the same thing. Or maybe you are an existing coach, you have an existing business and you're struggling to take it to the next level. Or maybe you're looking to attract ideal clients to your business, or maybe just add in an additional income stream. So whatever it is for you, I'm going to be looking at all those questions and giving you those answers in this training. Plus, I really want to give you massive value. So please do have a pen and a notepad with you so that you can take notes, because I want to be sharing some tips and techniques that you can implement straight away to give you some massive value. So please, before we get started, do make sure it's quiet, you're not going to get disturbed, because I've got so much really good information that I want to share with you right now. Okay, so if you're ready, let's get started. So my name is Sarah Davison. I'm known as the Divorce Coach, and I have created a global coaching business. And that's what I want to share with you, how you can do this too. So I am a twice best-selling author. The two books behind me, Uncoupling and The Split. They're both bestsellers. They sell around the world, and Uncoupling has been actually translated into Chinese. I am a media expert, so I get asked to speak on the TV, the radio. I write for magazines and newspapers on the topic of breakup and divorce. I have a global coaching clinic, which means I can coach clients around the world like this, so using Zoom video to coach clients. And I also have created online training programs, and I'm well known for running retreats, which I have just made virtual retreats given the situation we're in at the moment. So these retreats now are virtual. So there are so many opportunities to create in this niche right now, in this breakup and divorce coaching niche. And that's what I really want to share with you, because for years people have been saying to me, Sarah, how do I grow a global coaching business? Or how do I grow a coaching business? How do I get into helping other people? Now, I am an NLP master practitioner. I have had the privilege of working with some incredible people, like Anthony Robbins, you may know, is the #1 motivational speaker, in my opinion, in the whole world. I've had the privilege to work with him and also to train with him, as well as incredible people like Paul McKenna, Richard Bandler, who created NLP, as well as some very different types of people in that industry, in the personal development industry, like the Barefoot Doctor. Some of you may know Jason Fail, the Juice Master. So yes, I've been working in the industry for over 25 years. I've read pretty much every book, as you can see some of them behind me. I've read pretty much every book there is. I've been on so many seminars, spent hours, weeks, months, years of my life immersed in what makes an outstanding coach, okay? So how do you create your own business? How do you do that? And what I did was I took my own divorce experience when I went through my own divorce and combined what I went through with my coaching skills to create a program that could help people around the world. And that's what I want to share with you, how you can also deliver and help other people. You know, it is the most rewarding career, because people will come to you very sad and upset. And what you can do with these skills is you can show them how to transform that, to give them hope, to give them their sparkle back, I call it, so that they really do turn their lives around and start to move forward with your help. And I'm going to show you how you do that. People often ask me, Sarah, how do I create my own business? That seems like a big ask. And well, actually, there's a couple of things you need. And there aren't any prerequisites for this program. There isn't anything that you must have done or must not have done. You know, if you haven't got any coaching experience at all, we cover that. I'm going to show you exactly how you can become an outstanding coach. If you have got, though, your own personal breakup story, that is super empowering. And I want to share with you why. Just imagine as a client that you are going to go and see someone to help you through your breakup. Now, there's two people you have as an option. One has done a lot of training in therapy, coaching, counselling, whatever kind of medium, and is amazing at what they do, but they're happily married and not been through that experience. The other is someone who has been through a breakup and also has the training as well to be an outstanding coach, but they know what it's like. They know what it's like to be in that really tough place. Or maybe they've had experience from a slightly different angle. So maybe, as some of my coaches in our community, they haven't been through a divorce, but they've seen their parents go through a divorce. You know, if that's your personal story, that is powerful because that can be your area of expertise. So I'm going to talk to you about why that is important. But I want you to have some personal story about a breakup that has affected you, because that's going to make you a super empowering coach, because your empathy with your clients is really going to be present. And that's where you can really, when you can empathize with them, you can really get into how you empower them to move forward. So if you have your own personal story, that is fantastic of a breakup, and that's really all you need. Now, also, that will trigger passion. Yeah, I want you to be jumping out of bed in the morning like I do because you love what you're doing. You can't wait to see your clients, or you can't wait to check your emails to see who's contacted you and tell you how they're getting on. So this is the kind of business that I'm going to be sharing with you in this webinar, how you can set it up. Plus, you know, becoming part of a coaching community. Now, this breakup and divorce coach niche, it's quite a defined area. It's very small within the life coaching market, because as many of you will know, if you type in life coaching into Google, for example, so many coaches will come up, you know, thousands, if not more than that, hundreds of thousands of coaches. So what that means is that it is very difficult to stand out, because the market is so saturated with life coaches. Whereas breakup and divorce coaching is a very small niche, but it is a very fast growing niche. Now, you will have heard about the number of breakups and divorces accelerating given the tough times we've been through recently, and that has a knock-on effect. Okay, so creating a niche for you to work in is really, really important. So the breakup and divorce coach, it becomes a niche, and that gives you a way to stand out. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment. I'm also going to talk about how this program works, because it's an online program with videos that you can follow at home, which means you can do it in your own home at your own pace, and you can work it around you. And that really is the beauty of this coaching program, because it can fit around you and your lifestyle, and you can build a business around you and your lifestyle. Okay, so I'm going to also share with you how some of our coaches have done, some of the successes that they've had as they've grown their business since they've done the program. Super exciting. I can't wait to share that with you in a moment. But before I get into that, I just want to explain how the program works. Okay, so I've divided it into 3 parts. Okay, so there's 3 parts to the program. The first part, part 1, is called All About You. Now, the reason I do that is because I think it is really important to play to your strengths. Okay, so I want you to reach your full potential and become an outstanding coach. That's my goal for all of my coaches. I don't want you to be okay or good. There's plenty of those coaches out there. I want you to be outstanding, and I'm going to show you in the program exactly how you can do that. Okay, so I want you to think about, in the first part of the program, your strengths, okay, because I want to harness those and play to your strengths. I also want to look at previous experience you've got, because all this is really valuable. I want you to build that into your concept for your business. Okay, for example, I have coaches who have been through a bereavement, and they're bringing in some of that bereavement experience. I have other coaches who've had their own businesses before, so they're bringing in some of that experience. I've had coaches that have been divorced 3 times, so that becomes part of their skill set and knowledge base. Okay, so once you start tapping into something that you're passionate about, because you've been through it, you understand it, you've got those skills. I was talking to a lady the other day who's a nutritionist, and she's studying, she studied all about food and how that affects your body, which again also has synergy with this kind of work. So bringing all your skill sets, whether you've been a teacher, maybe you've been a lawyer, or you've done some work with groups in the past, maybe you've worked in domestic abuse, or maybe you haven't got any of those experiences, but you've lived a breakup yourself and you've come out the other side and you are passionate about helping other people. That's what we want to tap into, that passion, because that's going to enable you to step up and really create those massive positive transformations, which is what I want for you to have with your clients. So that's what this is about. Part 1 is about showing you how to pull that information out and create that little concept for your business that starts to grow as we go through the program. Now, we also look at your coaching personality. Now, this is who you are naturally, because I want you to harness who you naturally are, because that's when you're going to be able to do really, really well as a coach, when you're playing to your natural strengths. Okay, so some of you may be more confident, some of you may be more reserved. Does that matter? Absolutely not. It doesn't matter, because you will attract the ideal clients for you. But it's important that you stay true to yourself, that when you're coaching, you're true to your own coaching personality, because that means that you will have integrity, you'll be aligned, and you will really be able to attract the right clients for you. Okay, now, I also talk in this bit about creating your niche. Now, creating your niche will be playing to an area that you feel you have an area of specialism in. Maybe it's your own experience, maybe it's something you're interested in. And what that means is that you're passionate about it. Okay, so if you're passionate about a certain area or something that you've been through in your life, then you can bring that in. One of my coaches has 3 children. So obviously parenting is a big thing for her. She's got a lot of experience in that area, so she feels confident to delve into that area. So creating your niche, again, will give you a niche almost within the niche breakup and divorce coaching, which gives you an area of specialism. Okay, and when you've got that, then you actually will build your own confidence, because you'll know what you're talking about. Plus, we're going to bolt on, remember, all the skills, which I'm coming to, that will enable you to create those massive positive changes. Okay, so also in part 1, and it's a big section, I'm going to be teaching you coaching skills. Okay, now there is so much noise out there in the market about coaching skills, but I'm not interested in teaching you the skills that tinker around the edges, that people come and see you as a client and say, yeah, it was good, it was okay. Yeah, no, I want you to be able to blow the doors off, boom, with your clients, okay? I want you to be able to give them that hope. I want you to really connect with them. Okay, I'm going to be sharing with you some of my secrets, like my people reading radar. It's one of my favorite techniques that I share, my coaching skills. Now, these are techniques I've been coaching for over 25 years now. These are techniques that I still use every day in my clinic, and I'm sharing those with you. So people reading radar will enable you to deep dive behind the mask, behind the words that someone's saying, and really read them, their body language and more, to find out how you can best help them and support them to move forward. Okay, it's a super cool technique, and I can't wait to share that with you in the program. Also, yeah, I don't want you to have what I call the fear. Do you know what I mean by that? Like the coaching fear, when you are worried about having a client because, what if you get brain freeze? Or what if you can't think of what to say to the client? What happens if you can't remember, or you don't think you can help them? Okay, now I'm going to give you my 10-step coaching plan structure. So what that means is you'll know exactly what to do from the minute your client arrives or comes up on the screen to the minute they leave. You'll know how to ask the questions. You'll know when to ask the questions. You'll know what questions to ask. I'm also going to share with you how to deep dive into what they're saying and identify the red flags, so like the warning signs, if you like, that you may need to unpack a little bit further with them. So I'm going to give you everything you need so that you know you can deliver a successful coaching session with your clients. And I'm also going to give you a little simple technique you can use so that you can really boost your confidence before you get started with any coaching session. So that's part 1. We're going to unearth who you are, your coaching personality. We're going to give you all the coaching skills that you need to be an outstanding coach. And I'm going to take away any fear so that you know exactly, precisely how to deliver a coaching session for any client. Okay, now in part 2, I'm going to give you the techniques and strategies that you're going to need for any of the situations that are going to show up in your clinic. For example, it might be someone shows up with heartbreak, betrayal, can be a really tough one, feeling very low, depressed, high conflict. Maybe they're trying to manage a high conflict situation, choosing a lawyer. Also things like self-confidence, self-esteem, rebuilding their self-reliance, so learning to cope by themselves again now their partner's gone. Could be dating advice. It could be feeling stuck, how to let go and power on with their future and how to get unstuck and create a compelling future that they're really, truly excited to live. Okay, I'm going to show you how to create action plans that really work. Okay, all my coaches are trained how to create an action plan for each client in every session. But these aren't your average action plans. These are ones that give your clients those massive transformations so they can keep their momentum going after the sessions with you, in between seeing you again. So I'm going to give you all the techniques and strategies for each of those scenarios that I still see in my clinic today. And everybody says, wow, Sarah, you give us so much content. And I do, I really do. But I also show you how you can get around that so you've got the right information at the forefront of your brain for when that client comes in. So you don't have to hold it all in your head while you're learning, while you're practicing, while you're building up your business. So I really give you everything there, which is the meat on the bones. So part one, you get the coaching skills, so you know how to coach. Number two, in part two, you get the techniques, strategies, plus I'm giving you all the practical tips as well. So those practical tips may seem simple, but I promise you, these are the ones which can sometimes give you the biggest impact with a client. So for example, maybe they're living still in the marital home, and I can give you some tips to help dial down that feeling of, gosh, they know where I am, what I'm doing, you know, that can really shift the energy in that home they're in, and actually give you some quick, big wins with your clients so they start feeling good again. So all this is designed to help you become an empowered coach who can really create those transformations with clients where they start to feel good again. You know, they're taking back their control. They're back in the driving seat again of their life. And I'm showing you how to deliver that in coaching sessions with these techniques. These are the cutting edge, latest techniques that I'm sharing with you. These are the things that I'm using every day in my clinic that I've learned from many, many hours of reading books, attending seminars. I'm fast tracking and shortcutting you your way through that, okay? Because you don't have to read all the books, you don't have to attend all the seminars, you don't have to spend hours and hours of time or thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds as I have on seminars and traveling to get to these events to listen to these people. I am giving you what works, and I have applied it to the breakup and divorce coach situations so that no matter what shows up in your clinic, you will be able to deliver massive value to your clients. Okay. So that's part one, part two, plus I'm giving you part three, which is a bonus section on how you can grow your coaching business. Now in this, I'm going to cover things like how to use PR, how to become the expert in your niche. Okay, now that we talked a little bit about, is really important, having your niche, because it's going to enable you to stand out, put your head above the parapet in a crowded coaching marketplace. But with breakup and divorce coaching, you're going to attract people in. By the way, I can hear you saying, but what if, what if that's limiting me, Sarah, in the kind of coaching that I can do? It doesn't, I promise you. What it does is it enables you to stand out, so you will attract clients with your breakup and divorce coaching niche. And then once they're in, you'll be coaching them in all sorts of different areas of their life. I mean, right now I'm coaching many people on how to create a second income stream, on dating again, on finding a new home. There's so many different things that come out of a breakup. Mental health awareness, fitness, all those sort of things. Parenting, there's so many different topics that come up. So it doesn't restrict you at all. In fact, it just enables you to attract more clients, and then you get into the life coaching underneath that. And I give you all the techniques and skills, as well as those practical tips as well, don't forget, to make a massive difference and add great value to your clients. Okay, so in part three then, we're going to be looking at branding. Now guys, this is the biggest mistake I see, okay, with clients. So do make a note of this, please. Most coaches do not do this. This is a big mistake. They don't have a brand. It's quite easy to think, well, branding is for big corporates. Branding is not for me. I'm a coach and I'm working with consumers, not with businesses on the most part. So sometimes it does get forgotten. But I promise you, if you can create a strong, compelling brand, And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this and have that flow all the way through your business, from all your marketing material, your website, your business cards, your products you create, the way you teach, the way you set up your clinic even. If you can have that branding flowing through everything you do, it again will give you an edge and enable you to stand out in the marketplace. Now, if you're going to have a brand, you've got to be on brand, okay? It's got to be your brand. It's not something you can copy from somebody else. It's got to be your own brand, because that's when you're truly successful. When you're in your own lane, mastering who you are and the way you do things with your personality traits, that is when you can reach your full potential. So these are nuggets that I'm going to share with you in this part 3 about how you can grow your business. So it's something that you are totally passionate about, because it's 100% reflective of you. Okay, and that's how you get to those jumping out of bed moments we talked about earlier, where you just can't wait to crack on with your coaching business. Okay, so part 1, you'll get part 2, you'll get part 3. Now, some of the people that have done this before, Claire is someone that came to me and she had done some coaching before. She had an existing coaching business but was struggling to grow it. Now, within a few weeks, Claire had implemented the marketing strategies that I was sharing with her and some of the new techniques. And within 8 weeks, she had tripled the number of clients she had, just within 8 weeks. So this stuff really works, guys. I'm telling you, it really, really does work. Caroline, she came to me again. She had never done any coaching before, Caroline. She'd never done any coaching before. She'd seen it. She'd been through a tough breakup with a difficult person. And she thought this could be something I could do to turn my breakup into something that can help other people. She's one of those people that people go to naturally to ask for help. And she's one of those friends that people sort of are attracted to ask for advice. So she came along, she did the program. Now, within 6 months, Caroline had won a new business award in her local community. Amazing. And since then, she's gone on to have a very successful business. And she's also got a podcast that has been just behind Joe Wicks's podcast recently as well. So she is doing an awesome job, and you can too. Because in this program, I show you exactly how to do that. I show you how to grow a coaching business that you are passionate about and can make a difference. Now, people often ask me, Sarah, how long does it take to go through the program? That's a great question. Now, obviously, it is going to be different for everyone. I have had coaches that have powered through it in 3 weeks and completed the videos. How it works is there are videos online, and underneath each video, there is a downloadable section of the workbook. So all the notes are there. Okay, I give you all the notes. You don't need to write copious amounts of note taking. No. It's all done for you in a workbook with some exercises that will get you thinking and stimulate your brain as you go through to help you be more creative with the branding and the ideas and to really master those techniques that I'm sharing with you. So the beauty of this is that you can power through it in 3 to 4 weeks, as some people have done, or you can take your own time and work through it in 6 to 7 months. Look, there is no deadline. You can take as long as you like. It's got to work for you. So maybe you're working full time and this is something you're doing on the side, evenings and weekends. Or maybe right now you're not working and this is something you want to really focus on and power through as quickly as possible so that you can get your business up and running. So it is designed to work for you, whatever that is. Okay, so please rest assured that that's how it works. So once you've done the videos and you've gone through that the part 1, 2 and 3 of the program, then it's the coursework section. Now, I've divided this into 3 parts. So this is where you will then write and work with me so that we really get you to where you need to be so you feel confident to deliver those results for your clients, okay? So the first part of the coursework is a case study that I've written, and you answer questions on it, type them up and send them to me personally because I mark them all myself. So I will go through that and I will email you back feedback that you can then use in part 2. So in part 2, this is where you do a live coaching session. So you'll find somebody who's going through a breakup, which right now is really easy. There's lots of breakups going on, okay? Offer them, I would suggest, a free coaching session. That's how most people will do it. And then let them know that you're going to be sharing the notes with me. So you'd run the session according to everything that you've learned, type up the notes in the way that you are shown on the program, and again, send them to me so I can go through them and mark them personally for you, giving you my feedback tweaks, tips, little bits of advice and suggestions that you can go back again, maybe do another coaching session until you get to the level we need you to be at so that you feel confident that you can move forward. To part 3, which is the multiple choice quiz, which covers the whole program. It's online and it is designed to make sure that you've got a good understanding of all the topics, the techniques that we cover. Okay, so I hope that works for you. That is how the program works, with the 3 parts of the coursework, which is designed really to get you where you need to be. And again, that's where you'll be working with me backwards and forwards to make sure you get the results that you need so that you can move on and get your business up and running, which is the outcome for this program. So super excited. So how does it all work then? So that's the program. Part 1, you get part 1, part 2, part 3, plus you get the coursework section. And I have created an amazing package, because normally the price is $2,997, but I am offering £1,000 off that package right now, because I want to make it accessible to as many of you as possible, and I want to really grow our coaching community. So there are also payment plans available, because I do understand that it is still quite a chunk of money there, but this is you investing in you to create a business. And I don't know many businesses that you can set up for $1,997, which is the discounted price with £1,000 off right now. So if that is something that you're interested in thinking about, then on top of that, I'm also throwing in the Facebook community. Now, this is our international coaching community. It's amazing, and one of the best parts of the whole program, I think, because as you can imagine, everyone that does this kind of work is super warm and friendly, right? Really nice bunch of people, all doing the work together, because sometimes coaching can be a little bit isolating, working on your own, but with this we have an online community. So what does it mean? What it means for you is that if you've got any questions, if you've got any things you want to share, if you want to get other coaches' opinions of maybe your logo, you want to ask their advice on something, then you can pop that up. I'm on there, Claire's on there, Caroline's on there, and so many other coaches around the world. Some are new, like starting the training right now, some have just been doing it for a while, and others have established with their businesses up and running. So you can get that support. Plus, I'm on there offering webinars, free advice. You can jump online with me at these webinars and do Q&A sessions. I also invite in business experts that I've worked with to grow my business. So there is a library of past resources of different webinars I've run, packed full of information and content that will really help you. Plus, on top of that, these webinars include all sorts of topics. So if you've got questions you want me to answer, I'll jump on and we'll do one on that topic too. So there is ongoing support and advice. I am there on the webinars. I'm there. The coaches are there. Everyone's on that community, putting up information and sharing. It's a really lovely part to give you support and help you move forward through the program. And that is, again, ongoing as well. So that Facebook support is there for you. Now, on top of the Facebook group, I'm also giving you your accreditation. Now, why do I do this? Well, I give the accreditation because this accreditation comes from me. It's from my business. As many of you will know, coaching is not regulated in the UK, although I wish it was. Although my program is CPD accredited. So if CPD points are something that you need to collect for your employment right now, then you can get 20 CPD points in my program. So that authority, CPD, have authorized it and looked at the program and stamped it with their accreditation. But for those of you who CPD points aren't relevant to what you're doing, then the reason I give you this accreditation from me, it's like a logo you can put on all your marketing, your business cards, your website. The reason I do that is because it gives you instant credibility. When I started out, people were asking me, well, what's your qualification in this? And I didn't have one. So what I've done here is I've created a logo which gives you the instant credibility with clients, because they'll know that you've trained with one of the world's leading experts, as well as maybe if you're trying to form alliances with family law firms, they will have heard of me, or the media as well. If you want to do stuff in the media, they will always ask what your qualification is as well. So this will give you just that reassuring stamp that you have trained with a leading expert and open some doors for you. So that will help too. So part 1, part 2, part 3, the Facebook group and the accreditation, all part of the package at the moment. And I'm giving you £1,000 off. So currently it's available at 1997 with payment plans. So you can pay in 2 parts, 3 parts, or over 6 months as well, to make it as accessible as possible for you. Now, I really hope you've enjoyed the training. I hope that you've taken some of the nuggets I've given you and can implement them straight away. This, as you can probably see, I love this job. I love what I do. It is such a rewarding career. And the community we have, the international coaching community, the coaches from all over the world, is such a warm and welcoming place for support and advice as well. And I would love you to be able to tap into that, which you can when you join us on the programme. I hope I've given you all the answers that you needed from this. And I hope I've addressed those questions and shown you just how rewarding this can be, and how ultimately you can become an outstanding coach and create massive positive transformations for other people. So whilst it being a life-changing event for you as well, helping you learn new skills and develop that toolkit that you've got to help other people, it also will help others to transform their lives and get that hope back and their sparkle back, which is the goal. So please, if you're interested, do click on the link to sign up below, and I really look forward to working with you.
Hi there, my name's Hayley and I'm a Sarah Davidson accredited divorce coach. I completed the programme in May 2020. I originally signed up for the programme after experiencing Sarah's divorce retreat firsthand after my own relationship broke down. I realised during that weekend that I had a lot of the skills and knowledge necessary to make a great divorce coach, having trained as an NLP practitioner and lots of coaching experience within my career. The programme is so flexible. It enabled me to work around my work commitments as well as my childcare commitments at home. I love the fact that there was no pressure to complete the programme in a particular time, and I could do it at my own pace. I utilised my commute to and from London originally to complete the modules and watching videos and making notes. But when in early 2020, COVID brought us all working from home into lockdown, I utilised the extra time I had to myself in evenings and weekends to complete the programme. I've now established my own coaching practice, which is something I've always wanted to do but never had the confidence to do. This programme, as well as the divorce retreat, brought those things together. So Heart to Heart with Hayley has now been born, and I regularly work with clients to help heal them on their own journey from heartbreak to happy. The trust that's put into you as a coach when somebody is at their most vulnerable is just so rewarding. It can be tough at times, but I truly get so much joy and satisfaction from seeing somebody make such a huge transformation in their life and make an impact on the difference to how they feel. I love the fact that we have a coaching community through a closed Facebook page with people from every different walk of life, background, experience, passions. We're all very different, but actually everybody is so incredibly supportive. Sarah generously provides additional webinars to help us support both our learning as well as the development of our businesses. And that's another great thing about this program. You're not just learning the techniques, strategies and exercises to help somebody process the emotions of being heartbroken, but actually that there's a whole module that focuses on building your business. So if you don't have that experience, then you've got support there too. I really think that this program is very well formed, and I have absolutely no regrets of signing up to do this. I really think that the opportunity I have to scale this business into something is incredibly exciting, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
This is Varsha Hathi. She is a divorce and wellness coach. Her website is varshahathi.com, and she is one of my breakup and divorce coach practitioners. Varsha did my program and she is now accredited, and she has her business now up and running. So kindly, she's joined me to talk a little bit about why she thought about doing the program. So Varsha, thank you. Why was it that you were interested to do the program? Because I know you hadn't done much coaching before, had you?
Thank you, Sarah, first of all, for inviting me for this chat. And I myself am divorced, like we talked earlier, and I struggled to find help with going through divorce. So I was looking for something to do with and I was coached a little bit before, but I was trying to find something to do with how I can support and help people. And I found something called divorce coaching, which was very popular in America. But I wanted somebody in UK, and that's when I found your name, and I talked to you, and I really related to you, and we had some synergies there. So it was really valuable talking to you initially. So thank you.
Okay, well, that's great. And so then you moved on to do the program. And how did you find the actual content of the program and the way it's structured?
Sarah, I can't even tell you, I absolutely love the program because it's all online. I could do it in my own time because some days I'm very busy and some days I'm not. I could do it in the evening. I could do it in the weekends. And the good thing I liked about the whole thing is that there's a Facebook group where there's a lot of support there, where you sort of come and support us and ask us if is there any help we need or what are we struggling with, what our challenges are, and the coaches, the people who are going through the course as well as supporting each other in the course itself. So that's amazing. And obviously the webinars and the evenings where you say, come with your glass of wine and let's just talk, you know, just have a conversation. So that is amazing, the community. So
Yeah,
thank you for that.
I think everybody that does this job has to be kind of warm and friendly, right? So it's a very supportive group. And I think the beauty of having some people on there that have been doing this for 2 years, so their businesses are up and running and they're being super successful with books and podcasts and things. And they're on there to give advice as well as people that are just starting out. So as a newbie on the course, you really feel very well supported, which is great. And yeah, I like doing the Zoom video chats like this with everybody on screen. I think it's nice so that everyone can get to know each other. Because coaching can be a little bit isolating when you're working on your own, so that's a way to overcome that, but also gives you that hand holding throughout the program, right?
No, absolutely. I think when I started, like I said, that I hadn't done much coaching before. And then when I spoke to you, I just really felt I had the right support. And if I ever had any challenges and I messaged you, you'd straight away answer. So which was very amazing because with other people, they just leave you alone to get on with stuff once they've given you an online program. With yours, it's very different. There's all the support you need and it's always there, the support. So it's amazing. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. So one of the things I'm very passionate about is that helping my coaches identify their niche, because obviously I want to help you grow your business to fit around you and your lifestyle and your personality and your past experiences and your skills that you bring to coaching. So tell us, I know you've got a very interesting niche. Tell us a little bit about your niche.
So my niche is the Asian women. So how I came about it is that there's a stigma attached to divorce in our Asian community. And I didn't want to coach men. So I think I talked to you about what I wanted to do. I wanted to sort of coach women only. And we talked about the Asian culture and everything. And then we targeted that, yeah, Asian community and the women would be my niche. And that would be a great niche for me to have. And absolutely, it's been wonderful because I've had lots of clients after that. And because I understand the culture, they find me very supportive. I understand where they're coming from, and they know that I know the stigma attached to the divorce within the Asian community.
Yeah, and there is, and I think you bring that as an area of specialism, which, you know, I mean, I couldn't do, and a lot of the other coaches who aren't from that community can't do. So I think, you know, that's really great because it puts you as the expert in that community, right? So now you've established your niche and people are coming to you because they know you're the go-to person in that niche, which is great and a great way to grow your business. So I'm glad you're doing so well.
No, absolutely, because now the Asian community know that there is somebody like me who is supporting them and recognize that, yeah, there is support out there. Especially when I went to my divorce, there was no support in place. So
yeah,
thank you for all that. Absolutely.
Oh, you're welcome. I think, you know, everyone has to find their own niche, because once you've found your niche, obviously you're very passionate about it and you've got a lot of experience in that area. So yeah, it helps you get out of bed in the morning because you absolutely love your job and you want to go do it, right?
I absolutely love my job. If anybody asks me, they know that if Varsha is now talking to her client, she's going to go overboard, which you need to keep those boundaries in place, not to go overboard. But they absolutely know that I would wake up any day at 5 in the morning if I had to support a client. You know, I'm very passionate about it. Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. I'm really pleased with you, Varsha. You're such a lovely coach. So, you know, why would you recommend this for other people that are thinking about it at the moment? Why would you recommend doing the course?
I would totally not even think twice about recommending your course, because one, like I said, that there is a support team in place. You've got the Facebook group, which there's always support from yourself and from other members there. You've got the webinars, and obviously, if ever there's any challenges, you're always at the end of the line, or email where you will answer the questions very quickly. Which, like, unlike other courses, I've not had before. So everything is in place perfectly. So I would not think twice to recommend yourself to anybody.
Oh, thank you, Barsha. Well, thanks very much. This is Barsha Hathi. She is an amazing coach, specialising, as you've just heard, in the Asian women community. So if you do need her help, then check out her website, barshahathi.com. And if you're interested in the programme, do click below for more information. Thank you, Barsha. Hi, Sarah. Thanks so much for joining me. This is Sarah Woodward, who is a breakup and divorce coach for women. Her website is sarah-woodward.com. So check out her business. Sarah trained with me. Gosh, how long ago was it now that you enrolled into the program?
I think it was June, July last year.
Okay, right. Okay, so about a year and a half ago, coming up, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so take us back to when you were thinking about doing it and where you were at that point.
So I was already a qualified coach, but had decided I wanted to coach women going through a divorce. And I was doing a bit of research online, and I just saw an advert for your breakup and divorce coaching program, which just seemed like perfect timing, really. Had a chat with you about it and signed up straight away, because it was just what I was looking for. I hadn't seen anything else around that actually did the same thing, so it was really unique, and yeah, just what I wanted.
So you were coaching, had you done some coaching before at that point?
I'd done my qualification but hadn't decided on my niche or got any clients at all, so this just came at the perfect time.
Okay, and why did you think breakup and divorce coaching would be a good niche for you?
I'd been through my own divorce about 15 years ago, and I'd really struggled to get over it. I'd been to counselling, which does have its place, but that kind of kept me stuck in the past. And then a friend went through a divorce a couple of years ago, and it just made me realise that there still wasn't any support out there for people other than counselling or just talking to their solicitors. There's nothing proactive to be able to help people move on with their lives, which is what the divorce coaching does.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wish I'd had access to it, don't you, when you were going through all of that?
It would have made such a difference to me. I would have been, I was stuck for a long time, and it would have really helped me.
Yeah. So you enrolled in the course, and how did you find the program?
I loved it, really loved it. It's, you do lots of videos, which are bite-sized chunks. So it means you can, if you've only got half an hour, you can fit a session in, or if you want, you can just, blitz your way through it. So it's really flexible, and you can do it when it suits you. I loved the use of case studies that you did. That really brought it to life and showed how we could apply it to our clients. And then there's a rigorous, at the end, a case study, and you do your own client as well, which I absolutely loved doing again. And it just pulled everything together after you'd been through the course, and actually helped my confidence and made me realise how much I'd learned as well.
Yeah, it's a great way when part of the coursework, isn't it, when you do a live coaching session, you find someone to coach, and do a live coaching session, and then it all comes together, and then you send it to me, and I'm working with you, giving you feedback to get you where you need to be. But I think that's great for me as well, because I get to see how much you've progressed and what you've learned, and then feed back to you and help you move through. So yeah, great. Okay, and then having done the course now, you're one of our accredited practitioners. You're an active part of our Facebook community. Tell me a little bit about that.
I think there's about 100 coaches in there now, which is great. So if you've got any issues, you can go in there and ask questions, support each other, and you run really regular webinars, which is great. So we can submit our questions for it, and just give us additional training, because you're always saying that you want us to be outstanding coaches rather than good coaches, and I think that makes a huge difference. So you don't just do the course and that's the end of it. It's continuing support in the community.
Yeah, they're great. I love those webinars, because you actually get to see everyone, because everyone's on camera. So it's a great way to see the other coaches and meet them, and everyone gets to ask questions if they want, or talk about things that they want. So yeah, great.
It's so helpful.
And how does it help you with your coaching business?
I think it's helped me niche down, and even though I was a qualified coach, I feel so much more confident because it's given me specific tools and techniques to use for people going through a breakup. So I feel like I've really got specific tools that can help them straight away. Literally from the first session, I can give them things that they can do to be able to help them move on with their lives. And I think without the divorce coaching, I definitely wouldn't have felt so confident with that.
Yeah, and that's something I felt when I first started out in coaching. And I think a lot of people who have some kind of coaching qualification are still unsure about, well, what do I actually say? And that's really how I hope that, you know, I design the program so that I tell you, given these scenarios, this is what you say, this is what you do, this is the tips and the tools that you can use. So that when you're finished, you should really know exactly what to do and what to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it helps bridge that gap and boost your confidence as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the beauty of having a niche as well. So perfect. So how's your coaching business going now?
It's really good, actually. It's starting to get lots more inquiries. It went quite quiet down during lockdown, but now I think people are coming out of that a bit, definitely getting inquiries. And I mean, I absolutely love it. I just love having my sessions with the clients and seeing them be able to go away and have an action plan of things that they can do. We'll keep the actions quite small so they're not overwhelming, and they stack up on top of each other so they can take lots of little steps that really help them move forward. But yeah, I love it.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thanks for taking the time today to join me. Do check out Sarah's website and check her out and contact her for any coaching you might need. Thanks a lot, Sarah. Hi, Amanda. This is Amanda Hale, everyone, and she has an Instagram page called Breakup to Breakthrough Coaching, and she is one of my breakup and divorce coach practitioners. Amanda is accredited. She has done my program, and she's kindly joined me today to talk about her experience. So, Amanda, tell me, when you first saw my program, why was it that you were interested in it?
Well, I really was looking for something to become, you know, essentially one of the first divorce and breakup coaches in the UK. I personally went through a really difficult divorce, and I always wished I'd had somebody to kind of handhold throughout the process. And so when I came across your course, I was so excited. It seemed to, you know, offer everything I was looking for. We had a nice chat, and it seemed like such a, you know, achievable course, and it was accredited, and you could, you know, get this accreditation pretty quickly, and one could start working, you know, in a matter of months. So
yeah,
it was really exciting.
Because you went through your divorce, and was that one of your motivating factors to want to turn that into something positive to help other people?
Absolutely. That I think it was several years ago. It just, you know, it was kind of a light bulb moment where I decided I want to do something good with my experience and help others through a pretty, you know, roller coaster type experience, and really help lots of people.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's why I did it. So yeah, I think it's a really good reason, because it's coaching comes from the heart, doesn't it? It's more of a lifestyle than a career, really. You have to be passionate, and I know you are, which is why you're such an amazing coach. So tell me a little bit about how you found the actual program, because it's online, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think being online was not an issue at all. In fact, it gives you the freedom in a way to go at your own pace, which is brilliant. So in theory, you can get through the course pretty quickly, or you can take your time if you have things going on. There's a brilliant support system. There's a Facebook network that everyone can join, and you can chat with lots of other coaches or coaches to be, discuss all sorts of issues that may arise. And also, obviously, you give those webinars periodically, which are brilliant, which just kind of help solidify some of the concepts and the strategies. And I find it really helpful.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I mean, we've got coaches in 5 different continents now, and I think that having that community, because coaching, you know, could be quite an isolating career, because we all work from home, and whilst we've got clients around the world, it's nice to have that community of like-minded people that can support you. You can share ideas. You know, in the early days when you're trying to figure out your branding or your name, I know there were a couple of posts yesterday about that. And then also, you know, you've got the experienced coaches who, like Claire, for example, who's got a brilliant podcast that's up there at the moment, and then Claire that's got her book that's published. So, you know, they're all on there to give that advice as well as me, obviously. So, you know, you just get a wealth of information from all different types of coaches around the world, which is, I think, really helpful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do you find now that you've come through the program, you're accredited, you've got the accreditation, what do you feel now that that's given you?
Well, it's obviously given me the confidence to launch myself. Having the accreditation is brilliant, because I think there are quite a few coaches out there that don't have that benefit. And, you know, obviously we're all coached by you, so, you know, and you've had so much experience, so that's brilliant. And also we come out armed with so many amazing techniques and strategies to help all, you know, sorts of people in all sorts of situations.
Yeah.
Which is super.
And I remember back when you were doing the course in the early days, you said to me once, you know, I'm quite quiet. I'm not as confident as you are, Sarah. So yeah, how have you adjusted? Because you didn't even have any coaching experience before, did you?
Yeah, that's true. I think it's just, it could be having that support network to bounce off of, and you can speak to some really amazing people. All different characters, and they, you know, if you're feeling a little bit fearful or whatever, you can contact one of these coaches that are already up and running and get some amazing feedback. So that's really been helpful.
Yeah, brilliant. And you found your own niche as well, because you're using your own skills and personality type, which is something that I encourage very much during the program, to play to your own strengths and your own personality, and that's when you can really fly, which I know you're doing extremely well. So just to finish, Amanda, why would you recommend this course, and what would you say to someone that's thinking about doing it but isn't quite sure?
Yeah, I would say, first of all, it being online shouldn't deter you at all, because it's so brilliant, all the strategies and techniques that you learn. They're very achievable. You know, there are plenty of, I did some NLP training in the past, so I could identify where these various techniques come into play, but you don't need to have that background. It's very, very, you know, approachable. You don't have all the jargon, but it's all seamlessly tied in, and so you end up learning so much, so many interesting and effective strategies.
Yeah, and I think one of the things people usually say that is the applied knowledge. So what do you say to a client when they, for example, come to you with heartbreak or conflict, or so it's the specific issues broken down, and then exactly what to say. So not really the science, like the NLP that underlies it is highly effective, which is how we get those positive changes. So if you have studied that, you'll understand why it works. But what I give you in the program is what to say. So by the end of that program, you know exactly what to say when they show up, when your clients come in, because you've got all those tools. So
but it's definitely very straightforward, which is great. And I mean, it's all there in the videos and the manual for you, and it's very methodical.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thank you. Thanks very much for your time. If anyone wants to check out Amanda's coaching, then do check out Breakup to Breakthrough Coaching on Instagram. Thanks, Amanda. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Hi, Polly. Really nice to see you today. I'm going to introduce you to Polly Bloom, who is a divorce and separation coach. She has been through my Breakup and Divorce Coach training program, and she is now an accredited Breakup and Divorce Coach practitioner. So thanks for joining me today, Polly.
Okay, Sarah, lovely to speak to you.
Yeah, it's really nice to see you in your lovely home there. I know there's a lot of people who are interested in doing the course and becoming a coach. Tell me a little bit about when you saw the program. Had you done any coaching before?
No, I hadn't actually. I'd worked in a school as a learning mentor, so I had dealt with children and their needs, and a lot of the time it was due to their parents breaking up and separating, divorcing. And so when the same thing happened to myself after a mind-blowing divorce, I decided that I would love to give back and help other people to get through the trauma of it all.
Yeah, so you were looking to use your personal experience and turn that into something that could help other people.
Definitely, definitely. And I woke up one morning and it was like I had a light bulb moment and thought, you know what, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to do it, because I'd ummed and ahed. And then I did a little bit of research and I realised that it wasn't regulated, and I wanted to have some form of accreditation. And that's when I stumbled across you, Sarah. And I thought, this is just perfect, because it gave me a structure as to how to develop the coaching role to help others. I didn't want to go in blindly. I needed some, you know, a course to follow, which obviously I found good use.
How did you find it being online?
Oh, it's brilliant, because it meant it fitted in with my lifestyle. At the time, going to work every day, I could sit down in the evenings. Everything was very straightforward and easily accessible.
Great. And what do you think of our coaching communities? I know that we've got a Facebook group and there's so many of us on that now. So how did you find that, and how did that support you through your program and on since you've been accredited?
Oh, it's such an excellent community to belong to, because you don't feel so alone. Everyone is so friendly and supportive, and by going on the Facebook page, you can ask so many questions if you're stuck as to how to develop your business once you get going. So then there's some outstanding coaches on there that have started out and are now, you know, very successful.
Yeah. And what do you think about the webinars that we do? So quite regularly I'll jump on and do a webinar where it might be me talking, or it might be one of my business experts that's helped me grow my business. So how have you found those? Because I know you're always on those webinars.
I mean, they're so informative and friendly, and you glean so much information, and there may be something on there that you haven't thought about. So just by talking and listening to other people, it can direct you, so that you know at the end of that webinar exactly what you're going to be doing the next day to be proactive in your business.
And how did you find the program out? So obviously there's videos that you work through, and then there's a workbook as well, isn't there? How did you find that structure?
Oh, well, I found it all coincided really well. You know, you watch the videos of yourself, Sarah, and then you'd have the workbook in front of you. And then, you know, if you weren't sure about anything, you could go back and watch the video again. So that's the beauty of it. It's there in front of you. You don't have to panic thinking, oh, you know, how am I going to get through this? You can do it all in good time. Some people are very quick at completing the course. Others can take a bit longer, but that's the beauty of it. There's no pressure. There's no rush.
There's no deadline to get it done, no.
No.
Some people are working full time, right? And other people, you know, have got plenty of time and sit at home and power through it really quickly. So, yeah
definitely. Yeah, and I think like coming with lockdown, we haven't coming into a second lockdown. It's an ideal opportunity to you know, enroll on the practitioner course, because you know, you're going to have a bit of time stuck indoors.
Yes, exactly. There are a lot of people powering through it at the moment. Yeah. So what do you think the course has given you now that you're an accredited coach? What do you think it's given you?
I actually feel it's given me a new lease of life, actually. I find it's so rewarding helping other people when you've been through something yourself that has changed your life, to be able to show others that it's not the end, that their divorce does not define them, that there is an exciting future, so long as they are prepared to step outside of their comfort zone and try something new. And I love speaking and dealing with, people, helping people, and the reward is so great.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. And it's lovely to see your business now up and running. I know that you've done some podcasts and that you've done writing some articles. So how is that going?
Yes, I mean, I've, improving on my English back from my school days.
It's not something you've done before, is it? It's something that you're quite new to.
Yes, yeah. Well, I mean, I've actually, as I say, my job as a learning mentor, I had to write reports, but this is different, and actually trying to get across my point of view through writing, and to try and help other people is a brilliant platform.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to turn something that was such a difficult time into something now that can help other people.
Yeah. As you said, Sarah, flip the negative into a positive, and that's exactly what I've done.
Yeah, brilliant, good for you. And it's been lovely to see you do that, actually, as you've gone through the programme. So, I mean, just finally, if there's someone out there who's watching this and is thinking, I'd love to give it a go, but I'm not sure I've got what it takes, can you offer any words of advice? Or
well, definitely, the only person that's stopping you is yourself. If you don't try, you won't know. And as long as you are an empathetic person, and you've got warmth and understanding, you'll fly. You'll go with it. It'll become natural to you.
Yeah.
So I would advise anyone: don't stop now thinking about it. Make that step. Take that step forward and enroll.
Come join us in our coaching community.
Yes, yeah. Great to see you.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for your time, Polly. It's really nice of you to join me, and thank you for what you said. This is Janet Henson from JH Divorce Coaching. She is one of my breakup and divorce coach practitioners. She is accredited and has done the training program. And Janet is kind enough to join me today to talk a little bit about the program. And Janet, maybe we can start by you telling us a little bit about why you thought about becoming a divorce coach.
Yeah, hi Sarah. So I first thought about becoming a divorce coach after I attended one of your breakup weekends, which was a big turning point in my life. And it just made me realise that if I would have loved something like that when I was going through the first part of my divorce, I didn't really find you until I was well into the process. And I really thought I could do this, I could help other people and really, really benefit from my experience, my story, be able to impart that to others. So that's really why I decided to retrain as a divorce coach. And I retrained obviously with you quite shortly after I'd been on your breakup weekend.
Yes, you came to my breakup recovery retreat, and it was just really nice because your story had obviously been quite tough going through that, but actually to be able to turn that into something positive that can help other people. How are you finding that now?
Yeah, I mean, because I think the biggest problem I had was actually the unknown bit about being divorced later in life. And I really learned through you to really embrace that actually it's a new start, it's a new future, and it shouldn't define you. And, I'm a great believer in, okay, divorce is the most traumatic experience that I've ever had, but it's turned it around in my life, and I'm probably the happiest I've ever been. So no regrets, no looking back, his history and I'm not, and I'm really, really enjoying, being a divorce coach and having a new life. So yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So tell me a bit about how you found the program. So obviously it's online with videos and supported with the Facebook group.
Yeah, I mean, I really found the program really good because you can do it at your own pace. It's online. You can dip in and out when you want. You know, you're not, don't have to do it within 2 weeks. You can take your time and do each module in your own pace. You can go back, revisit things. And up within the Facebook group, we have live Facebook sort of refreshers and training course, which are ongoing. So I found that a great support.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have some of the more experienced coaches on there, and then the new people coming through can obviously learn from that and ask questions and get support from them as well as me. So
Yeah,
that really nicely, because everyone's got their own niches and their own sort of paths that they're taking with their businesses. So it's nice to see what all the opportunities are out there, because there's so many different ways you can take this business depending on your own personal experience and interest. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing because, I found my niche was, divorcing later in life and also with narcissistic abuse. So that was my niche that I developed, but there's other people that are going completely, other directions and looking at maybe even, just breakups even before a divorce or a marriage. So
yes,
yeah,
we've got a heartbreak coach, haven't we? And different
yeah.
people that deal with breaking up in your 20s and 30s, which is a different market, but there's great need for all those different areas, which is why it's great to have that community to share the advice and the support, and also the international with coaches around the world. Actually, I know you're a jet setter as well. It's great to have that sort of influence from different countries as well.
Yeah, because I also specialize in sort of divorces not in your own country, with when you've got a whole different culture going on, which is a whole different ball game, and the laws are different. So yeah, I found that really good to now listen. You've got so many coaches there now from all over the world, so that's been really good.
Yeah, it's nice to have that international community, I think. So for those people who are thinking about doing the course but aren't sure, maybe they haven't done any coaching before, like maybe you hadn't, I know, what would you say to them, and would you recommend this as a program for them?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to have any coaching at all. I certainly didn't have, but then that's part of your program, that's part of your training, so you easily take that on board. I would really recommend it. You have to be obviously really interested and want to help other people, and for me it's a passion, and I do think it has to be a passion, because you are taking a lot of emotional baggage on board from other people. But I would highly, if you feel that that's what you want to do and that's what you want to get from your divorce by imparting your experience to others in a positive way, then it's a great course to do. Yeah, and actually, financially, it's if you look at what you get, value for money, it's really, really good value.
Yeah, thank you, Jan. And it's great to be able to turn that traumatic experience into something positive. And like you said, you do have to be passionate about it, because coaching comes from the heart. It's not something you do from the head. It's it's more of a lifestyle than a job, if you like, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It has to come from the heart, and I think that's the good part about I've been there, and I really do think you need to have been there and done that, because you understand, because you've walked that path, you've felt those feelings, and so you can really relate to the person. Yeah, which Brilliant. I found amazing. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, it's been amazing to be part of that journey with you and see you. Obviously, you came to me as a client first, and now you've got your business, international business, as you travel around. Yeah. And it does take hard work to grow a business, but I think if you're committed and you're passionate, then it's something that you want to get out of bed and do every morning. Then that's a really positive thing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't look at it from the point of view that I wanted to grow the business. If I help one person, then I feel good. So it is quite, it's a slow growth. You have to, like any business, you have to gain trust. And I think trust is a big part of being a coach. The person that you're coaching has to feel empathy with you and trust. And to build that, it takes a while. And social media is a big part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for joining me today, and thanks for taking part. So that's Janet, JH Divorce Coaching. Check Janet out if you need her help.
Thank you.